Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. This reading is for whoever, whenever, wherever. Hope you guys are doing all right. Seasons. I heard seasons change, and so do I. Need not wonder why. That song. That song is coming through. I think it's talking about your growth and development. I'm seeing L, and I'm seeing the letter T. Could be light. Like your version light, right? Like this thing light, like not taking it so seriously, not putting so many eggs in that basket. I'm seeing like this rabbit leaping, like it's in that like sprawled out pose where it's jumping. It's like you're making these leaps. And I was actually hearing this specifically this morning. The someone who is a gazer both here and on my other channel in our other community. And if your name is Bill and you're wondering if you need to take the leap, you need to take the leap. The rabbit is here for you. There's something big coming up, and it's not just for Bill, but it's for everyone. But man, he was coming up strong this morning. I'm like, wow, dude, do it. Do it. And there's that kind of energy here, that kind of like it's now or never. And what are you trying to focus on? Where are you trying to get? What is this thing? And sometimes it's like a gap, and I'm hearing stop gap, and it's like leaping over that. I'm hearing leaps and bounds. So you've come quite far. You've come quite far. Um, and now I'm seeing like it's like a perfume bottle. Fragrance. And I'm seeing an exclamation point on like scent, right? Like senses, the olfactory. So that takes us directly back to a place and time, right? A smell can do that, whether that be crayons, whether that be roses, whether that be whatever it might be. The smell, sometimes the smell of like machine metal, like machining takes me to certain places. So whatever that might be, there's this idea, and it's a fragrance, right? And this it's definitely putting an accentuating a point, right? Taking you to a place. And I am seeing I'm seeing a love heart. Like you, whatever this is, you really enjoy it. You really enjoy it, and that might be why it's lightening your spirits. Your spirits, lightening your spirits in this experience. Wow. And it's a big exclamation point too. It's like one of those emoji ones, the red ones that's like a triangle with a circle underneath. So maybe a triangle with a circle underneath is significant to someone. I'm hearing X marks the spot. You are here. You're here taking note of where you are and where it is that you hope to be going next. Again, like leaping, like that leap. It's not a frog, it's a rabbit, right? It's about abundance. Um, yeah, explain that. Thank you, Spirit. Frogs leap. They take a jump, but they're about like transmutation, right? That amphibian going from a tadpole that breathes water and swims in the water to growing legs and jumping out of the water and living on land and breathing. That's one kind of transformation. That's one kind of leap of faith, taking that leap, right? And they often leap for food and to get out of danger, right? Rabbits are mammals. They're mammalian. They always breathe air, right? And it's always who they are. And I have this feeling that like there's this part of you that's always who you are. It's always who you've been. All of your past experiences have gotten you to the point where you are. You might not be in the situation, you might not be in the mindset, you might not be in the scenario of where you were previously in the past. All of those things were gifts to you to bring you to the point where you are today, whether they felt like gifts at that point or not. I don't believe in mistakes. I believe in lessons. We're learning lessons. We're gonna make. I mean, we're gonna make mistakes through it, right? I'm gonna say make mistakes, but I don't view them as mistakes. I view them as lessons, and that is really transformed. It was a huge leap of faith to be able to do that, to take that leap of faith and say, you know what, I am that person. I'm taking accountability. I am that person who made those choices in the past, and those choices were lessons that taught me things, and I chose to learn from them, to take that leap over that gap from my mindset then, and how what I was available to what the mindset. I think that this is like, I'm speaking in first person. Sometimes I speak in first person. I'm like occupying a space that is other. And so I personify myself as that because it helps it come through clearly. It's like an empathy response. Yes, I have grown there. I do jump over that gap, but I'm feeling it as if I am you. Like I am stepping into your space and jumping over that and accepting the accountability and responsibility that brought me to the growth and to the place where I am now. And I feel like that's what you're doing. I think that you're really something is bringing you back. Okay, go back. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, this is getting intense. We're just like sitting in the car here right now. Something is bringing you back to a space where you recognize that if you abandon the self that you were in previous spaces, then you are also abandoning a sense of the part of you that you are now, because you were you then. So you don't like it's like abandoning your inner child or something, saying, no, I'm carrying you that was me across this experience gap into the joyful space where the you that was me, that is me now, can experience that lesson and be that bigger space, that lesson. And that there's abundance there, right? Hairs are abundant. There's growth here. This is getting like, my heart is just pounding. And you could see it in my chest. My heart is pounding like I'm standing on a stage talking to like 1,000 people right now, and I can feel the weakness in my knees. Take a deep breath. There is so much joy. There is so much joy to be had. There is so much joy to be. I heard conquered. Why are you conquering your joy? No, this isn't like being submissive to the I'm hearing to the foundry. What does that mean? I'm seeing chocolate bunnies. I'm seeing them being like poured and mixed into these molds. And it's like now it's a bunny, but it was always chocolate and it will always be chocolate until it is consumed, and then it will be enjoyed as chocolate. It doesn't matter what form it was in, there's a joy there. But for some reason, there's this feeling, this need to like make it a shape. If doing that makes you happy, enjoy. I don't know what this is about. Are you guys making candy? I need to make some candy. I was going to make chocolate, but I'm definitely going to make some candy. I'm seeing palm trees. I'm seeing like a fish, right? So it's like a tree, and then there's like a reef, maybe like a coral reef or something. And it's really really strange because it's like in a field. It kind of looks like you guys ever been in like the foothills? I'm seeing like Sterling, Colorado. That might be significant for someone. It feels like Wyoming. It feels like there's like a lot of like big open space and hills, and then like singular tree. And in this space, there's there's coral, and there's like fish. And I'm seeing their fins. And they're like swimming around in there, and there's this idea of like a fish out of water, but like just creating your own space, your reef, existing in that, simultaneously existing in that. There's a surrealness to it, right? Like unreal, real things in unreal situations. I'm hearing unreal. That's unreal, but it's real. You are real. Your ideas are real. Whatever this is that you like, that you're bringing into life, that you're bringing into the expanse, it's going to be I'm hearing far-fetched, that it would be like seemingly impossible, but it's quite possible. And now the tree has turned into an angelfish. And that's crazy because you'd think that the fish would somehow, sorry, and then the light went off. Wow. So you would think that the fish would somehow transform or adapt to the environment around them, but rather than that happening, the environment transformed to suit the fish, and then the tree turned into a fish and an angel fish nonetheless. It's like this connection to the divine, the true nature of things. Like maybe you are the catalyst for change in some way, in some regard. Now we're already at 10 minutes reading this crystal. Let's see how long it takes the light to put like this. Turn it back again. I'm not sure. Ancestors, spirits, guys, got the Rider Waite classic tarot out today. Ancestors, spirits, guys, what would you like the collective to know? Four of Swords in the reverse. We are done resting. Ooh, at 10:10, I said that. Then that light went out. Page of Wands in the reverse coming out with it. Maybe not, um, again, there's like this feeling of indignance, but not letting, like, not entering into the battle, not entering into the argument. It's like it's a ship, like not getting on that battleship, right? But healed from that mess and not going back. Again, that like who you were and bringing that with you. Like you're like, okay, I can bring these parts, I can bring the fact that it was myself, but that's part of like self-forgiveness and like forgiving the others that weren't also evolved yet in that situation and in that scenario. I heard we got to get through it. Like Saturn is demanding it. We got to get through it. We got to accept that. We got to have accountability. We got to like hug every single version of our former self that cringes, that gives us the cringe. Yep. And then if we're bringing that cringy form of self into the next, we need to sit down with that aspect and examine, right? And I feel like you've done that, and it's like this, no more argument for argument's sake, no more competitiveness. We're not fighting this anymore. Look, this is a mixed deck. Two fours and a five. Your the change, foundational changes, and what you will and will not accept anymore, and what's available to you is quite different. It's like oh, I heard I called this in, but not this way. Do we get a fit? Ancestors, spirit, I'm feeling off the rails. What does that mean? Off the rails. Magician in reverse, as I'm hearing that. Using your powers wisely. Like it feels like a plug, like a wire that's plugged into the wall, but it's live and it's not attached to anything, and all of the energy is just going out into the environment. And so it's like just scattered, and now the entire environment is like very charged and it keeps charging it, but it's all this wasted energy. 2112. That's how it feels. A lot of times I get manipulation with this card, but I'm feeling like it's like seriously, like it's just like there's so much potential. There's so much power to be used for good, right? To actually funnel into something, to turn the light on, to listen to the music, to make the printer work, whatever it is that you do, like make the thing function. And rather than that, it's being like seeped out into the environment, which should be inert and calm, non-reactive. Right. Yes, the truth, the clarity in seeing that. Like, no, I don't want that emotional drainage, right? The Four of Cups in reverse. Mm-mm. No, now I know what fills up my cup. Now I know what he needs to do. Four of Swords in the reverse, taking the time to heal. Ace of Swords, this is the one, this is the truth. Holding that, being okay with it, loving that, and then communicating, moving, taking action on that. Smart, being smart about it, and it starts moving very, very quickly, much like that hair. Look at that leaps and bounds, taking that, right? Because the opportunities that you have created are on their way to you, and it's like you are speeding up to get onto the other side of that gap so that you can be there when they arrive. Okay, I've heard, set yourself up for greatness. Absolutely you have. Absolutely you have. I'm going to turn the light on again just so that it doesn't go out. Beep, beep, beep. All right, ancestor spirits, what else for this? Is there anything else that you'd like us to know? What is this truth? What is this action? What would they be taking? I'm hearing the smell again, the smell. So be on the lookout for the smell. Wow. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Hermit. Listen, again, like, if it ain't worth it, I ain't investing in it. Taking that time on your own. Like if something is a poor investment, then the answer is no. And it's because you've learned that, right? You learned that a previous incarnation of self, a previous like version of self, a less informed version of self made a mistake and did something that was different than what the self does now, and you're taking that self, the old one that did that, you're giving them a hug and you're letting them know, and you're taking that with you, that light with you, but you're not taking all the baggage that goes with it, right? There's like this idea of like a debt. Like, there is no debt. You don't owe yourself anything, you don't owe the past anything, you don't owe any of that anything, except you owe yourself an apology. And one day you will get to the point where you just give it to yourself, right? We're like, oh, sorry about that. Oh, I remember when I did that. That's okay. I'm cool, because you're okay with where you are now. And it's like that light on your journey here, right? And can we just have one more, spirit? Because I don't want to leave the Wheel of Fortune going backwards. Understanding that bad luck is like not being prepared for stuff. Look, whether you like it or not, whether we like it or not, the world in reverse and the star in reverse. Listen, we can't do what we need to do on the other side of that gap until we self-examine, until we really look at those places and those spaces where energy is just seeping out, right? Not arguing about it anymore, getting moving, because we know the truth now. All right, that's the bottom line, is right there, the truth. That's it. Star in reverse. Mm-mm. It's about the direction that you're heading. And whenever I see the world in reverse, it's like knowing something isn't going to end, knowing that cycle, that thing, it's just going to continue to do that. And so the direction has to be changed. There's no growth or healing there. And things that we keep looking at, look, the Lovers in the bottom are coming out, the Fool in the reverse. The choices that we make, absolutely. Ancestors, spirits, guides. I'm feeling like stuff's off the rails. I'm feeling like Page of Cups, trying to reel that fish in. Reel it in, reel it in. The Moon in reverse on the bottom. True love there. True love for self, true love for other, that loving apology, even if you got to kind of like reel it in a little bit, like, oh, okay, no, come here, come here. It's all right. It's all right. Moon in reverse, right? Letting go of the delusional factor. Letting go of the delusional factor, because that's the part that's keeping that love at bay. That's like keeping you from being able to accept it, from reeling that fish in, right? That fish is your it's going to feed you, right? Feed you emotionally. It comes from an emotional space, from the water. It comes to you. You ingest the fish, right? Sorry if you're a vegetarian, just take it as it was, take it as a metaphor, right? Maybe it's seaweed for you. But you take it in, and and it becomes nourishment, right? And that's what this is talking about. It's like being on a level with yourself where you can accept the things that you've done in the past, and that you don't do those things now, because you've learned from it, or you see that you've been doing these things all along, and this is the result that it's gotten you, and making the result to like make the difference. But I feel like you guys have really come a long way. I feel like you guys are here, we're talking about this. This is that point where you jump across, or you're on the other side of it, and you're looking like how far you've come, and you're like, man, this like leap over here, and then the world changes, like the environment changes, right? The Fool in the reverse on the bottom, and it's like, take that leap of faith, and like you're scared to take that leap of faith, not wanting to try something new. I'm not telling you to abandon everything that you've done, and I'm telling you to that's that, like, not wanting to try something new. I'm telling you to take a leap of faith with your heart and with the inside, and saying, what will I accept for myself? What am I open to? Knight of Swords again, air sign energy, like moving forward. Knight of Swords again. Sorry, we're in the car. We don't have our table right here. I love this, actually. Knight of Swords twice. Intelligent action, informed action that moves quickly. You might not have all the information right now, but you have enough to get going. You have enough to get moving, right? This is quick. It could be travel too. Six of Pentacles. I just want to show you this. It's guys like, wait, I'm over here. Come help me. And this guy's like coming to the rescue. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Eight of Cups in the reverse. Not abandoning the thing, not abandoning yourself, not abandoning aspects of yourself that could have really used a hug. And maybe that's why you made a poor choice or why you panicked. Or you didn't have a lot of options. So you had to make a choice. And then now you have to sit with this space of like the thing that you had to do and like figure out what you can do next. Right. You've been there, done that. You've done this is like, you taking action to save yourself or maybe even save another who needs it because you've been there, done that before and you understand. Right. There's Knight of, because there's two here. What is he telling her? And he's like, got the umbrella, right? Keeping her safe from this thing. That's that 6 of Pentacles. Not abandoning yourself, not chasing your old self away. When your old self shows up and you get frustrated, you're gonna hug it. You're gonna be like, you know what, dude? I know. I feel it. I ain't doing that no more. Mm-mm. Come here. It's okay, kiddo. I tell my old self, it's okay, kiddo. You didn't know. Now you do. That's how you learned. What do you expect from yourself? You expect your kid to know how to do, like whatever problem at school or whatever thing they've never tied their shoe before, and you're like, wow, how could you not know how to tie your shoe? I was like, "Well, they didn't know," and then they learn, and you're like, good job, kiddo, and now you can tie your shoe every time, and it's the same kind of thing with every single thing in life, right? Ancestor spirit in Cancer, home space, intuition to protect. Hmm. You're protecting your future self. You're protecting your previous self or you're protecting yourself now. Mm. Attitudes from the past about. Are you protecting yourself now from the attitudes that you had in the past? Is your attitude now protecting your future self? These are weird questions. Resulting from the history of, yeah, because I learned that before I did that before. That happened once, it happened twice. They used to happen all the time. Man, that shit still happens constantly. Why? Why? You're your dreams. So we got Cancer and Pisces here, that water, reeling that fish in. Moon, right? There's a lot of emotional stuff, but the information is the thing, right? This air energy coming through. Your idealization of, ooh, oof. It's good to have ideals. It's good to have ideals. Perfectionism is mm, it's like it's the poison in the soup, really. You know what I mean? Like be careful with your ideal. Like yes, have an ideal, know what that is and also accept that it is an ideal and it isn't necessarily the truth, right? Be a part of something overwhelming. There's something so beautiful and so great and it's right there waiting for you right now. Right now. First we're going to get this. Don't abandon yourself. All right. These are the game of storytelling, a gift to this channel and to the writers group. I'm gonna turn the thing back on real quick so the lights go. Yeah. Um, I belong to a few writers groups locally, and I've been bringing these cards in the past few months, and people have been taking pictures of them and writing down prompts, and it's a really beautiful thing to do. So whether you just meditate on this or you take the time to actually write something, we're gonna just that one, right? Okay, thank you, like Destiny. So it's up to you. Journaling is a wonderful way, having a conversation with yourself is a wonderful way to really figure out how you feel, right? Looking at yourself in a third person perspective, looking at yourself in a second person perspective, looking at yourself in a first person perspective. Like I am doing this, you are doing this, Heather is doing this, right? First, second, third. So that, how would you talk to yourself differently in each of those tones or each of those approaches? Midnight Oil and Destiny. I'm telling you guys are like I am like lit up. Like there is something so exciting and you're like so ready for it. It's like all of yous, all of yous. Like and I mean like every part of yous. The you understand. Prepare a story about the late night escapades, adventures in sealing the deal, finishing the term paper, or getting the baby to sleep. From a raging party to the graveyard shift, bring us stories of your after dark endeavors. You up? Mm. Something might be coming in late at night. Be on the lookout for that. Okay. It says, tell us about a time you burned the candle at both ends. You worked your ass off. That's how you got here. Okay. You did. That period of resting, like you weren't getting any rest. Maybe that's what that is. Maybe that's just exhaustion, right? A time you just couldn't stop. And I feel like that Knight of Swords energy is like, just keep going, right? You know the finish line is right there. You just hop over that space, right? Take that leap. The time you saw the sunrise. Look at what's happening. As we say that, the sun is peeking out of the clouds, shining. Can you see the light? Burning that midnight oil, seeing it through all the way, right? Destiny, prepare a story about something you felt was meant to be. Your greatness, your greatness, your greatest or not so greatness. Yeah, your greatness or not so greatness written in the stars. Wow. That's where we come to do that, don't we? Really examining our stars. Check out your chart. Just told my kid to do that today. That's self-check. Where are you now? How does your chart look different to you than it did 10 years ago, 5 months ago? How is what's happening? Are you in your chart now? Are you setting yourself up for greatness? Are you taking advantage of the energies available to you right now? Are you listening when they're demanding accountability? Right. It says a chance meeting, a lucky break, or maybe something that just wasn't in the cards for you. Ooh, what is your destiny, child? It's like, are you up? What is your destiny? Tell us about a time you tried to avoid the inevitable. I feel like that's kind of something that's been going on. Uh, mm, a moment of kismet. Can you believe that? It just happened. It just fell in our lap, right? Oh, like Shawnee. Um, you guys, if you didn't see it, I did a live with Shawnee. Yeah, the Midnight Oil, working your butt off, doing stuff all the time. I did a live with Shawnee from Infinite Light with Shawnee. It was on her channel yesterday. It was absolutely amazing. We did it for an hour and a half, or maybe 2 hours, covered all the signs. She did the love readings, I did the spirit side, and it was just fantastic. And we're gonna do something similar a little bit. We're gonna mix up how we're formatting it, but we're gonna do it again next week on her channel, Infinite Light with Shawnee. And it's like crazy how sometimes like there's like this bit of kismet, right? Where I like her channel, she likes my channel. We're like fans of each other. We start talking. She like connects with me. She's like, "Hey, do you want to do this? I've never done this before." We did it. It was fantastic. We had such a great time. I really felt like spirit was just present in the room. So, you know, check that out. Come visit us next time if you weren't able to see it, but also like identify those points of kismet in your life. Right? Tell us about a story. Maybe it's your destiny, right? Maybe it's this little thing that leads you on another path. Maybe it's just something that opens you up. You know what I mean? Tell it a time when everything seemed all mapped out. Check your chart. Check your chart. It's going to be important. All right. I was going to do you know what? I pulled on my broad spirit wanted us to. This is getting a bit long. I appreciate you guys hanging out and spending this amount of time with us today. Ooh, there we go, that midnight oil, making peace. And So I do have the sacred geometry cards. We'll pull one of those and then we'll get a somatic exercise. Beep beep. Got a card again. Ancestors, spirits, guides. Whew. I'm hearing what pathway, what doorway can we enter through? What shape? And then my eye is twitching a little bit. We get the root chakra. One. Go back to base. Ha! Thank you, Spirit. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of light, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well as the physical world. There you go. That digesting, that ingesting, that emotional healing and turning it into nourishment for your soul, but for your body as well. Getting back to that space. Two fours, we started off with two fours with a five in between. Changes in your stability and how you identify your stability, right? And maybe what you reached for previously or in the past, what you may have reached for that you thought would bring you stability and it didn't. And now you're finding that space within yourself. Oh my gosh, we're not even we don't have time for this one, but that spin, 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 that lift your leg. When I was hearing my coach, and it was like travel, 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 and then later on, I got this crazy download. Look over here. And it was like this week of weird messages that weren't making any sense until they made sense. And then they made sense. Right. And the realization that came with that in my other work was just like, that was the cookie. Thank you, Spirit. And so just know that sometimes these messages come in odd ways, and sometimes they connect in ways that we never, and just be patient with it. Let's cycle each of that through. Ooh, the ball underfoot. Talking about keeping our balance. Using a ball under your foot can relieve foot pain, release tension. Guys, I'm sorry, but I just have to. The root chakra, the ball under your foot. Ooh, or a factory. Yes. Release tension, improve circulation, flexibility, and overall foot health. This simple self massage technique is easy and easy to include in daily routines. Select a firm ball like a tennis ball for optimal pressure. Sit or stand comfortably in a chair or near a wall for support. Position the ball under your foot's arch, ensuring it's centered. Apply gentle pressure by gradually rolling the ball along the length of your foot. Focus on the tight spots and areas of discomfort as you roll for a few minutes. You guys, this is where we're keeping all of our stress, right? All of that stress or that like imbalance, it's in the feet. So this is helping us work through, like we talk about physically working out the emotions. This is like some of those inhibitions or those things are getting down to those root places. And this is giving us instructions as to like how to like work it out of our physical body, right? Focus on the tight spots and areas of discomfort as you roll for a few minutes. Switch feet and repeat the process to address both feet evenly. Afterwards, stretch your feet by pointing and flexing your toes and ankles. Hydrate, and allow your muscles to rest and recover, especially if you've applied deep pressure during the massage. Okay, like, and then again, yes, the water flush is good no matter what, right? Like drink that water. If you're feeling overwhelmed, drink some water. If you're feeling like you can't breathe, drink a little bit of water. You know, like oxygen, it's H2O, it help oxygenate your blood. But also, like, if you're applying deep pressure to yourself, if you're going into a deep space where you're really analyzing your dreams, right? And you're looking into these things that are coming forward and making you need to take action and move, make sure that you're um taking, when you take that time to, you're watching your step. You know, go quickly like the bunny. Like I always tell my kids, go quick like a bunny. It's like quick, but don't hurry. Being mindful of where you're going, being mindful of your surroundings, being mindful of what's coming at you and what the ground is that you're covering, right? And not so seeking so much after this idealization, but more after like the realization, the practicality, the actualness. And rather than being like reactive or procrastinating or worry, letting any of those things stumbling block you, be pragmatic about it and take steps to approach it in a way that will keep you on, on balance here. I'm just seeing this space right here. Mm. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Mhm. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe if this resonated with you. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for coming to check out Shawnee at Infinite Light with Shawnee and me on Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. next Tuesday Eastern Standard Time. And thank you so much for coming back and seeing us again next time. Bye.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.